got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. January 2025 already. That's amazing. You can get involved. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question for this week. Brand new. We dealt with yesterday in fellowship. Check it out at rebuildingtheman.com/church. So, brand new biblical question. Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? That's a very, very good question. What an amazing question. Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can podcast all the shows, but because we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama if you're white, and everybody and they mama if you're black. You can be listening to the show on your iPhone, iPad, no matter what you're doing or where you are. Working or laying up at a beach or picking cotton or whatever. No matter what you're doing. Breaking land for new crop. No matter what. You can be listening to the show as it has happened. And you can podcast. Doesn't get any better than that. You can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right? So it's Monday again, and we do take all calls. But as you know, unless you're new to the show, all Mondays, every Monday, is Female Monday. All my life. Ahead. Bye.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies.
Deep
We've
in
been
my
lied to for so
soul,
long.
I want to be free. Amazing, huh? Female Monday. We take the ladies' calls first as they come in, but we take all calls. Yesterday we had an amazing fellowship, which is absolutely amazing. I always get help from the fellowship, always have our fellowships, not regular church fellowship, but abnormal church fellowship, but our church. And I always get help from them. Yesterday was through the roof. Through the roof. Through the roof. And the primary theme is our theme for this year, stay present. And the theme is, you were created to be free. You were not created to live enslaved by your imagination, by your thoughts, your up and downs, the illusion of your imagination. You were made to be free. And Christ came to not to condemn the world, but to overcome the world. You can overcome the world if you want to. Most people don't want to, number one. Even a lot of people who says that they want to don't really want to. Because when you tell them what to do and in order to overcome the world, they don't do it. Oh, I started, but I stopped. Oh, I did it for a while, and then I felt better, and then I stopped. Either you want to overcome the world or you don't. It's up to you. And you cannot blame not one person for your lack of inability to overcome misery, to overcome the world. And if you notice, just think about this. I mentioned this yesterday. Think about how you were taught to be good and to do good. You were taught that. Treat everybody the way you would like to be treated. Be good, do good. And that's the last thing you have been able to do in your whole lifetime, was to be good and do good. You've not been able to do it. You tried, has not worked. I wonder why. I wonder why. So I encourage you to work on overcoming your misery, your hell. Unless you just love your hell. There are a lot of people who love their misery, and they love inflicting their misery on others. Misery wouldn't be misery for them if they could not inflict it on others and get a false sense of life from it. And they call life death. They call death life and life death. Amazing. Well, and what I've noticed, and I'm sure most of you have by now, marriages don't work. I wonder why. They don't work. I can't tell you the number of men and women who are suffering in great length as a result of being married, fighting over the children. Mothers do not want to let the fathers see their children. And the fathers are angry at the mothers for not allowing them to see their children. Just think about this. You can make babies with a woman, and she can get mad at you for whatever reason. And to punish you, she punished the children by keeping the children away from you. And now you're upset. You, the man, upset. Not only has he lost his woman, his God, but he has also lost his children, his gods, or God. Because the children meant so much to him, and anything or anyone that means more to you than what is right is your God. It's a false God, but it is your God. And when you lose your God, you catch pure emotional, mental and emotional hell because you lost your false God, whatever it might be. And instead of overcoming that, you look for another false god. Because your false god tell you, oh, that one didn't work, get another one. And because you've been listening to false gods, you follow that one too, and you get another one. And the same thing repeats itself. Or even worse. Well, apparently, according to the New York Post, January often sees a rise in breakups. Happy Divorce Month. Happy Divorce Month. January often sees a rise in breakup with the first working Monday of the year being dubbed Divorce Day.
Yeah.
So today is Divorce Day. Happy Divorce Day.
How about
Amazing.
Divorce Month, if I may? And this is from the New York Post, just a little bit more. They're actually calling it Divorce Month. Many couples see the holiday season as the last straw for their relationship, and they tend to wait until the new year to avoid a messy holiday breakup, making January the most difficult month for couples, according to the New York Post.
Isn't that amazing? January. It's the most difficult time for couples. That's when they break up. So let's stay married until January. And the first week, the first Monday, let's break up. Amazing, huh? And here's a little bit more from the article. According to a psychotherapist, here's the reason why divorce rates increase in January.
Okay, so this says the stress of spending time with relatives, cooking an elaborate meal, and the giving and receiving of presents can be overwhelming for some people, she added. They hang on for the Christmas period, often for the sake of their children and family, but the threads of their relationship unravel shortly after. Jeez. The reason this occurs is we may have tolerated our partner, their behavior, family, or friends, and once the end of the year is upon us, we reassess what the year has been like and often make a conscious decision to start the new year fresh. Psychotherapist Dr. Karen Phillip.
Amazing. And then by the end of that year, you're back in the same hole again. Back at Christmas, back at gotta get ready for family, back at gotta go to the events that you don't want to go to, back at buying gifts that you don't want to buy. You repeat the same thing at the end of the year, and now you gotta get another divorce. And we talked about this yesterday in fellowship. It was an amazing discussion. If you missed it, go to rebuildingaman.com/fellowship or church. You gotta do what you want, but I recommend, but do what you want. You gotta overcome this false obligation to family, friends, and relationships. We have been taught wrong, and we don't do things out of love anymore. We do them out of obligation. And you find yourself doing so many things that you don't want to do out of guilt or family or obligation or something that you've been brainwashed to believe. There's no freedom in that. You have the right, not should have, you have the right to say, no, I'm not coming to the party. Or no, I'm not buying you a gift. Or no, I'm not spending money that I don't have. And you don't even owe an explanation. Just say no. But if I say no, they're going to think that I'm mean, or they're going to dislike me. They've never liked you anyway. If they dislike you for saying no, that means they never liked you anyway. They pretend to like you because they have control over you. And you end up getting a divorce. And you end up fighting. And you end up destroying another generation of children if you have any. Because you're not free. You were created to be free. The prison cells are open. the owner of the prison gave orders to the guards of the prison to open all the gates, the prison doors, and let the inmates leave. And then the prison guard waited. The guards waited to see how many would leave. The gates are wide open now, the prison gates, doors, and you can just walk out. And so the guards waited for about a month before they had to report back to the prison manager how many people left. And they reported back, and maybe one left. All of the others were afraid to walk out of the prison gate because something or someone told them, oh, if you walk out, they're going to shoot you down the hall. They're just playing a trick on you. Or if you walk out, when you get on the boat to go across the river to get to land, they're going to drown you in the river. Your boat going to sink. Don't leave. Don't leave. And most people stay in their prison. And only a one, maybe two, but one get the courage to walk out of the prison. And they said, no, I'm not staying with the crowd. The crowd is weak and afraid. I'm not staying in this prison. I'm out of here. They told me I can leave. The doors are wide open. I'm leaving. But most stay back with the crowd because of fear of something else happening, even though they have permission to leave. You have permission to leave your prison. And see how many people take up the offer. And that's what happened. During the year, you live in prison, and at the end of the year, you pile on, you go in debt, run your credit cards up because the credit card company say, hey, you can use your credit card for shopping and pay later. And it sounds so good. Oh, yeah. And you have commercials to help you. Oh, yeah, I can pay later. That sounds so much easier. And you pay later. But later is deeper in debt. And now you fight with one another, and now you get a divorce. What a mess, huh? This year, I want to encourage you as an individual to work on your freedom. Work on being free. And you do that by seeking what is right inside of you. It's not outside, it's inside. And then watch the thoughts and see how much they try to imprison you. All those thoughts join forces to convince you not to walk out of prison, even though the doors are wide open. And then the people outside of you, the weak people, they try to convince you too. Don't go out there. You're going to get attacked. Don't go out there. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. And you stay in prison with the other people outside of you as well. When will you become an individual? Will you start this year out working on being an individual? Not controlled by the prisons, the inmates of your imagination, or the inmates outside of you who are lost in their imagination. And drop the anger. Anger is evil. There's not 1 ounce of love in anger. It's only fear and confusion. And if someone can make you angry, they can make you feel good. And if they can make you feel good, they can make you angry. You're not free. You are not free. Finding a free person in this country or in the world is like looking for a needle in a haystack. I was talking to one young man at the fellowship yesterday. Talked to many, but one, he was like, do I have to go to the event, family events on the weekends? Or can I just say I'm out of town? I was like, no, you don't have to say you're out of town. You can just say I'm not coming. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to your family member. I'm not coming, mama. I'm not coming, brother or sister, or whatever group you got to say no to. Why not try freedom? And why not drop the anger? All that emotion is inside of you. The good emotion and the bad, both are bad, are inside of you, and you're responsible to overcome it. What a mess. And can you imagine making your wife or wives making their husband their God? And when your God is about to leave you, you fight. You fight. And sometimes to death do your part. You'll fight over money. You'll fight over breakups. You'll fight over being lonely. You'll fight over thinking that you're losing love. You'll fight over your wife or your husband being with someone else. You fight. And you call it love. Just think about that. And then you find people say, oh, yeah, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. And they validate your hell. And you repeat it. I don't know exactly what happened in this case, but according to people, a husband and a wife were in the process of getting a divorce, have died in an alleged murder-suicide in Mississippi on Saturday, December 28th. Happy New Year, huh? Here's some more of the image of the couple and their daughters. That's the couple that, according to people, died by suicide. Isn't that amazing? I know how that is. I understand how the mind works. I don't know what their situation really was, but the mind would tell you your wife or your husband's leaving you. They're going to be with someone else. Or they tell the wife, take everything he got. Look like such a nice family, right? Father, wife. Father, mother, husband, wife, and 2 little daughters. No sons. Baby. Here's a little bit more on the story. Watch this.
We have more breaking news now. This out of Brandon, where a husband and wife are dead following a murder-suicide. According to Brandon police, the couple was found on Toulon Street this morning after family conducted a welfare check on 30-year-old Jennifer Sheffield. Family at the scene say there were obvious signs of foul play inside the residence. Sheffield and her 40-year-old husband, Brandon Sheffield, were found inside. This is an ongoing investigation and will update you as more information becomes available.
Amazing, huh? And where's the love in that? For whatever reason they were fighting or this happened. There's no love in that. You never love one another. You call emotion love. Emotions are not love. It's not love. It's only hate. Oh, we fell in love when we met. When I first met her, I fell in love. When I first met him, I fell in love, she says. No, you fell in hell. And that's all you've been ever catching. Can you imagine your thoughts telling you, oh, you're losing this one for whatever reason? You might well kill yourself and her. And you believe it. Hell on earth, right here. Why not start this year out in the right way? Why not? Why not start it out working on you? working on seeking what is right so that you can overcome the fallen state. I have a little bit more from people on this story. The tragic incident comes after Jennifer spoke about her incredible ex-husbands while discussing their divorce in a TikTok video posted on December 10th. This is from TikTok.
So, about to be a newly single mom, and I am in the middle of a divorce. My husband is being incredible though, like really and truly, like we're working together, everything's great, we're splitting everything down the middle, like, you know, everything is good. It is a very civil divorce with our daughter in mind, and I really appreciate that. However, you know, I'm gonna be a mom, single income right now, and he will be helping with her, he will be supporting her, you know, so essentially, like, I'm really thankful for that, and that I will not have to worry so much about supporting her. However, I will be on a very limited income, with buying a new house and, you know, paying a mortgage and all that stuff. So, I've never done this before. I've never been on my own before. So, if you have any tips, saving money, making money, anything like that, like, I would really appreciate it.
Apparently it went fine with somebody. And so I don't know what happened. I don't know if this woman telling the truth about it was done fairly, everything worked out together, everybody. Apparently not, if it's true that he did a suicide on both of them. What and because women tend not to tell the truth when it comes to divorces and things like that. I don't know. But apparently something wasn't right if it's true that the husband killed the both of them. So did she like just do people pull aside the road and just do a TikTok thing from their car?
I was looking, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Cause it looked like she was moving, but I guess he wasn't, right?
I think she was driving.
She was driving?
People do that. But
so she could do a TikTok how you keep your eyes on the road and do a TikTok?
Well, you could see her sort of keeping her eyes on the road. At least attempting to. But she does look at the camera.
She looks at the camera
and
looks like she takes her head.
I don't know if she's driving.
I don't think she's driving. It's just...
It sure looked like it for a moment. No, look, the background is moving. She is driving. She was stopped at a red light for a moment there.
How do you know?
Oh, see the background moving. I see it right now.
But how do you know she stopped at a light?
Well, I don't know for sure, but she was stopped for a second. That's why it looked like she wasn't. But I am now looking at her driving right now. Look at the background.
It looked like the background moving. I don't know if the car's moving past her or she's moving.
That's grass.
Look how she's taking her hands off the steering wheel.
Right. No, okay, we're getting derailed. We're trying to figure this out. I swear she stopped right now.
It looked like she stopped right.
Oh, come on.
I can't tell.
Anyways.
But that's
it's weirder that she even made a TikTok about the divorce.
Right.
That's weird to me.
It looked like she did come to a stop and then started up again. But it is amazing she put this on TikTok.
Strange.
Ain't nothing private no more. What's that?
Is that her online dating profile? Like, I don't understand what she's doing. I'm gonna be.
It's all like she asking for help. And by the way, today is Christmas for the Armenians. Armenians today. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to the Armenians today. It's their Christmas day now. Amazing. 888-7753-773. A quick break. When I come back, your phone calls.
I just wanted to say that I've been listening to you for a few years now, and when you talk about the illusion of racism and how it's just a a divisive tool that the media uses, and it's just good and evil.
Yes.
And that's what we got to focus on. It really has changed my life. My perspective is totally different now. I'm more calm, I'm more peaceful. You know, when you talk about forgiving your mother and letting go of that hate, and it just transforms you. So I just want to thank you for that and let you know that, you know, you really are doing God's work by waking people up with this message.
Amazing, Aaron. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Sure. I can hear the angels in heaven singing right now. They're rejoicing. That's amazing. Stay with the silent prayer. Speak up, don't resent, and doubt every thought. And Aaron, you have not seen anything. So it's not clear who committed the suicide. It doesn't really say if it was the man or the woman who did it. And you almost want to assume it was the man because that woman did the TikTok thing talking about how amazing things were. So we don't know for sure. It's not clear in this particular or soundbite we have. Amazing, huh? Before I go to the calls, I want you to know about Goldco. I want you to know about Goldco. Last time Trump was in office, gold prices soared 53%. Through the roof. The last time the Great White Hope was in office. Well, whether you know it or not, I'm ready for another surge. Thanks to Goldco. And if you have listened to me for 5 minutes, you know I'm betting on the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. Because the last time gold surged 53%. This time I'm betting on the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. And I'm wondering, are you betting on the Great White Hope this time around? Check out Goldco and my special promo. Qualified accounts receive 10% instant match in bonus and silver. Qualified accounts receive 10% instant match in bonus and silver. I recommend you learn more. Go to JesseLovesGold.com. JesseLovesGold.com or call 855-644-GOLD. That's 855-644-GOLD. And tell them Jesse sent you. I'm always trying to encourage you to become individuals. Not only in the spirit, but in the physical as well. Why not be a whole person? All right? So JesseLovesGold.com or call 855-644-GOLD. Amazing. Thank you, Goldco. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Luke out of West Virginia. Luke, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you doing?
All is well, Luke.
Well, all is well with me, too. I want to, well, before I ask you a question, man, when you sing that Don't Patronize Me to them people, and that is amazing, Jesse. It makes me cry laughing every time you do that, man.
What a mess!
I got a problem at work, Jesse. I want you to give me some advice on what to do.
All right.
About 4 years ago, I applied for a position. My manager told me to apply for it and asked me to apply for it. It was a supervisor job. I work in the operating room. And this was over.
Don't say the name of the company, though.
Oh, I'm not saying nothing.
Okay.
But she basically said, yeah, you got the job. You know, she asked me. I put in for it. I did a resume and all that. So when it came time to get the job, they gave it to this other woman. There was only four people. Well, my boss is a woman too, and she's a liberal, and she knows I like Trump. So I think that hurt me a little bit. But I mean, we had a good work relationship, and there was actually another nurse who recommended me, and they all, was basically saying, yeah, you're going to get it, just put in for it. So I did, and they gave it to that woman. So from then on out, I talked to them. I wasn't rude to them. I was professional, but it was just strictly business. And they didn't like that at all. So they started doing little things to me. And I've been there for about 4 years, but it's kind of pretty much to the point now where it's like that same manager has like certain people she looks after, and they do nothing. And there's certain people that work in a room all day long to the end of the shift. Like you can see the favoritism, but nobody will say anything. Well, a few people spoke up about it, but they would either, basically get threatened or whatever. But what do you think I should do, Jesse? You think I should stay and try to fight it, or just go somewhere else?
Number one, I would don't get angry about it at all. Stay away from anger, and don't let that potential position be that important to you. You thought you were going to get it, but you didn't? Okay, fine. You stay calm, do your work as you promised to do for the pay that you got. And then if you want another job, just quietly look around for another and move on. But if you just stay away from anger, don't be angry at her, and don't be angry at the people that she gave, or person she gave the job to, you will be fine. This year, I want to encourage you, do not let anyone or anything be that important to you that it can get you emotional. Always be willing to let it go.
I got you. And see, like, that's the thing, though. I didn't get upset about that I didn't get the job. What really got, like, I didn't understand is, like, they did all this rigmarole and basically led me on. And then, if they didn't have any intentions on giving it to me anyway, why even ask me?
But that's the game that human beings play. Human beings are evil, and you cannot trust human beings. So just see it for what it is, learn from it, but you stay away from anger and do your best at work, have a good attitude, and God will be with you. God is with you. And that whole situation can change. You just never know, because if you if you stay away from anger and stay present, you're going to see that God is with you, and He's working out something even better for you than what you even imagine. So don't take it personal. Don't try to figure it out. Just know
don't worry about the people working and the same people working all the time. And
right.
Some people don't even worry about that.
As a matter of fact, take your eyes off them.
Okay.
And just keep them on you, because the devil tell you, look at those people. They're all working together. They are doing nothing. And you'll be listening to evil in the imagination, and you'll end up destroying yourself.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. It's been a rough 4 years, Jesse. I mean, I was in a pretty good relationship with these people, but when I quit chit-chatting with them and, like, cutting up with them and, like, being kind of like a work personal, not personal, but, like, just basically, just was professional, they didn't like it, and they started spreading rumors and, doing this and that.
Well, now you see,
they didn't like it.
Now you see the real people that you were having fun with, and realize they were not friends ever. They were always been evil, and they were just deceiving you. So just be glad to see that, and don't be mad about that either. And you still treat people the way you would like to be treated, meaning don't judge them, don't get angry, and you do your work, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Jesse.
And again,
it's hard to do that, but
and why?
I think that those people have immunity to anything just because it's me. You know what I mean? Like if they
but why is it hard for you to be yourself in spite of what they're doing?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
ego,
Right.
my pride.
Absolutely. And so you let that happen to your ego so you can see that you're still into your ego and overcome the ego. It's happening so you can overcome the ego. It's not for you to protect and cover up the ego. It's for you to see that you have this ego thing going on inside of you. And rather than running, overcome the ego.
Gotcha. Okay, Jesse.
All right.
Okay.
I'll do
exactly what you said and see if things get better.
And I want you to, one last thing I want you to notice, Luke, is that when you look at these people and they're doing whatever it is they're doing, they're in groups and they're doing this and doing that, if you feel anything about it at all, that's inside of you. It has nothing to do with them. They cannot make you feel something that's not already in you. So don't blame them for what you're feeling. See that this inside of you so you can overcome it. When you see it, it will be taken away from you. They're not to blame for what you think and feel inside of you. You're responsible for your own world. You're responsible for overcoming your own hell.
I got you.
That makes sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Because you look at them, and the devil makes you look at them, and he would tell you, oh, look how they're treating you. Look how hard they're making for you. Look how they're all together. And I'm just throwing out little things. And you'll be feeling certain things, and the devil will tell you, they're against you. They're making you feel this and that. Or you feel this way because of that. Or you feel that the devil's lying to you. All that stuff is evil, and it's inside of you. So let your ego feel it, but do nothing about it, but see it, and it'll be taken away. You'll be free. In the midst of that storm, you will be made free. But if you run from it, you're just going to run into another storm. That's all going to happen.
I appreciate it so much, Jesse. I mean, I don't see how you're so right. Which I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
But what you're telling me is exactly what I've been thinking.
So start working on yourself. Start out right this year, working on you, and blame no one for how you feel on the inside.
Okay.
Because it's inside of you.
Sounds good, Jesse.
I wish you well.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse, and God bless you.
You too, buddy. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Super chat. Super.
Classical theist on X on the live stream for the Fallen State this past Friday with those ladies, the Shameless Sex experts.
Yeah.
Shameless Sex podcast.
Nice.
These ladies are smart. Jesse sounds foolish. Straight face emoji.
Check out the Fallen State last Friday. It was amazing.
Indeed.
Nice.
The Basement Patriot says of church yesterday, "This is the most amazing sermon I've ever heard. This is for me."
Yesterday fellowship was Hola, si señor, gracias, bring me home, wake me up, whatever, set me free. If you missed it, make sure you podcast. All right. I've been watching over the holiday. I watched this movie called what's it called? That religious movie?
Oh, the series, the TV series, The Chosen.
I watched Chosen. It was amazing. Check it out, folks. It was human nature all the way, and the relationship disciples had with Christ, and how they fought one another and carried on. It was human nature all the way. Now I'm sure they built it up a little bit to make it a little bit more exciting or whatever, but it was human nature. It was deep. Check it out. I recommend it. Amazing. Thank you.
Also on X, Timothy says, "Pull the mic away from your face if you're not talking."
Who?
People in the church.
Oh. Amazing.
Maybe
Thank
he was
you.
like, somebody was like breathing into it or something.
Right.
I don't know.
When people
chewing
talk, they
gum.
tend to become unconscious. while they're speaking, so they don't realize the mic is not close enough or too close or too far away from their mouth, and so they go unconscious. I'm encouraging people to practice being conscious in all things. Amazing. Thank you.
Colton over on X says government should mandate this man's live stream to the world. Only authoritarian decision I could get behind.
Amazing. Thank you.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you.
Shoe Rick Squishy asks.
Us.
This is related to the Bond channel too. If I understand correctly, Jesse wants us to empty our minds completely, to block out any thoughts so that our intuition can take over and guide us, perhaps even filter out bad thoughts in addition?
I'm encouraging you, do what you want, to observe thoughts. Don't block them out. Don't try to control them. Don't identify with them, just to observe them. And the light that causes you to see them will work on your behalf to get rid of the darkness, which are your imagination, which are your thoughts and the imagination. Amazing. Thank you.
Hello, team, says
Hello.
someone. Answer to the last week's biblical question.
Do you have character? What is it?
I thought I had character when I was going to the mega church. However, once I started listening to you, I don't believe I have character. And since listening to, I'm sure I don't know what it is. I sure don't know what it is. I can't read.
And I dealt with this somewhat yesterday. If you want character, forget about having it. You don't have it. If you think you have it, you don't have it. Forget about it. You've been taught wrong. That's why your character doesn't work. The nasty people on earth are the ones with the character. What's up? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, from the D, bought 5 coffees. Jesse, thank you and your crew for changing my life. Happy New Year, and I wish you all well. Thanks, emoji, heart, parties, party.
Right on. Thank you, and thanks for your support. I wish you the best this year. Amazing. Thank you.
Tony bought a coffee. Slow daylight and quicker nights, winter mornings and summer nights, springtime wishes, soon to be springtime wishes for you and me. Tony, female moon day, Monday. Good morning, everyone. Hope all is well.
Amazing. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. And it is cold. I'm like, what the? It's like 49 degrees today, I think.
Freezing.
I'm like, what the? Amazing. Thank you.
Owen bought 2 coffees. We talked last Thursday, and I will never forget the advice you gave me. Thank you for helping me get closer to God, forgive my mother, and let go of anger. You are amazing.
Thank you. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Really. Just stay with it. Stay on that straight and narrow path. No matter what happens along the roadside, all the little things that try to get in your way, you stay on that straight and narrow. Amazing. I wish you well.
5 coffees from Soul Conscious. Jesse, amazing Sunday's church. Do you think the serpent was Eve's thoughts in the Garden of Eden?
No, the serpent was a snake, an evil spirit of Satan that convinced Eve to believe the lie. For sure. And then she got lost in her imagination, thinking that she was God because she became aware of good and evil. What the? Amazing. Thank you.
DJ bought a coffee. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
That is so true. Just think about that, folks. Every human being has fear. Everyone. Except for those now who are working on themselves. But every human being has fear. It didn't come from God, but yet you hold on to it and you call it yours or you. If it didn't come from God, he's telling you, I did not give you fear. It got to be from your false God. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought 3 coffees. Hello, sir. Do people have a purpose in life? And do you mentor 60-year-old people who really don't understand how money and business work, however need to learn? If so, how do I contact you and get started?
You can go to rebuildingaman.com. rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And yes, we work with all ages. Amazing.
Pastor Chatelet gifted multiple subscriptions on the Rumble crew. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Lori bought a coffee. Biblical question answer.
Are you living from your mind or from your spirit?
I'm living from my mind, and I say that because I still believe some thoughts. I'm grateful, though, because only the light can allow me to see that I'm unconscious. I will never give up. Right on. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you. Olton, like Sultan. Oltan, like Sultan. 3 coffees. In Ireland, January 6th is known as Women's Christmas, where women get the day off from housework. Happy female Christmas, Jesse. What a mess. It's Female Monday, so it might well be Female Christmas in Ireland. Thank you very much. Let me stop right there for a minute. Okay. And I want to get to some calls. Thank you, Olton. Let me go to New York and start to first-time caller. Is it Reach? Reach, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Peterson. How are you doing?
All is well. Reach, are you on a speakerphone or something?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I can't. Hold on, buddy. Let me. We'll come back to you. Let Derek talk to you. We'll come back. It's hard when you're on a speakerphone, folks, or Bluetooth or something like that. You cannot hear you when you call in. So, and the caller, they tell you not to do it. Let me go to New Orleans and talk to Ryan. Ryan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Thank you, Ryan. Happy New Year to you. I appreciate it.
All right, I have a really serious question for you.
Okay.
And let me ask you, please. So I want to know everything you advocating for about even your program, bond, is about restoring America. I want to know. How's everything that you're saying is going to come into play? Because everything that America was here for over 50 years is never going to play out. Never.
Like what,
so
for an example? Like what, for an example, that won't play out? I don't know what you mean.
Okay, like everything that you say is like on one side of America, which is a white America. You go, how about taking out DEI, taking out Black Lives Matter, stuff like that? How is this going to play out?
Are you asking how will we ever overcome being divided?
Yeah, how are you going to make America divided again?
Are you? Your question is not quite clear, right? Are you asking?
It is clear because everything you know everything is clear. You know everything you ever say. You ever see you put down one group of people.
Right.
You say that
right.
Another.
Right. Ryan.
Yeah.
Hold on for me. Let me take a break. All right. Hold on. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. 888-7753-773. 888-77-Jesse. 2 more hours to go. Quick break. The hate news and not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. I read or heard that some Republicans are starting to pull their advertisements from Google or whomever, right? Because so many conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to jlptalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingdemand.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefallenstate.tv. Ring the bell.
some serious mess going on in the world, including it's cold and the presidential transition not going so smoothly because of the liberals. Well, I guess it's going relatively smoothly. And an update on the New Orleans attack that happened last week on New Year's Day. This is the end of hour one of Female Monday, January 6th, 2025 AD. Merry Christmas, Armenians, and I guess Orthodox people, and Merry Female Christmas to the Irish, right? I think it's Irish. Shout out. You get a day off of housework. And there is one line open. You can call in to JLP right now. We give priority to ladies, but men can call in as well. So call in during Hake News, Not Fake News, to get on hold, to get on air with JLP 1-888-775-3773. It's free, even via Skype, even overseas. So check it out. Just use the dial pad on Skype, 1-888-775-3773. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that today is the last day for the public to pay their respects in Atlanta to former President Jimmy Carter, who was once known as the worst president in the history of America, or at least in recent times, until Obama came along, and Obama became the worst president. And now they're saying Biden is maybe even worse than Obama, but I don't think so. Anyway, Carter passed away at the age of 100 last week. He died, expired, rest in peace. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. 100 years old, you know? But anyway, his casket will be flown to Washington, D.C. He will lie in state, or his body will lie in state, what was once his body, will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol until his official funeral service on Thursday. And severe weather, more than 55 million Americans, so-called Americans, under winter storm alerts across the United States, according to the Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, as a powerful weather system sweeps through the Midwest and mid-Atlantic regions. Tens of thousands of people in Kansas and Missouri are without power. Several stores running out of essential goods. The severe weather is hammering parts of Kentucky, Illinois, and Indiana, where snow-covered roads caused numerous accidents over the weekend, or poor drivers in those snow-covered roads, because a lot of people don't know how to drive in the snow. Yours truly included. Millions from Nebraska and Texas, Nebraska to Texas and east to Louisiana, also under cold weather alerts. It's even cold in California, like JLP said, it's 47 degrees. Low temperatures below freezing forecast in some areas. By Tuesday, temperature drops as much as 30 degrees below normal are possible for the eastern two-thirds of the United States. 30 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way, not Celsius, not centigrade, okay? Centigrade degrees are huge, like twice as big. Anyway, presidential transition. Members of Congress will meet on Capitol Hill today amid winter storm alerts to certify the election officially of our greatest president-elect, Donald J. Trump. The ceremonial process will clear the way for Trump's inauguration. I guess cackling Kamala is supposed to be there, right? Yeah. As the 47th president in 2 weeks on January 20th, the so-called vice president, joke of a vice president, cackling Kamala Harris, she will preside over this counting of electoral votes for each state and will have to certify formally her own loss. Loser! No, shout out. And Trump's victory. Today's certification marks the 4-year anniversary of January 6th, 2021 AD, which was worse than 9/11. It was a riot in which Trump supporters, allegedly, swarmed and vandalized the U.S. Capitol. It was mostly peaceful, but some people went out of control. Trump has floated the possibility of pardons for some people found guilty in the riot, which some of them should be pardoned because it was undue. You can go to jesseleepeterson.com/show in order to find all the links to all of the network, as well as links to the various ways to catch JLP. I'm James Hake.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show. Good morning. I hope you had an amazing weekend. It went by like nothing going on. But I had an amazing 2 weeks off. Well, not 2 weeks. The 1 week we were off. It was nice. It was like, I'm glad to be back. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. 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 And my biblical question, a doozy for the beginning of the year for those who want to work out their life to overcome their fallen state. And you can overcome it. Believe me, you can overcome it. It's mind-blowing. Brand new biblical question to start it out. Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? Which one are you living from? You can listen to the show if you're out and about and busy and you just can't watch it. You podcast, but you can listen on your iPhone or iPad, no matter what you're doing. Getting ready for the inauguration of the Great White Hope. Getting ready for or hiding in a corner because of the suicide bombings around. Or whatever. You can be listening on your iPhone or your iPad. You just plain old working out or laying up at the beach. You can listen on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Monday. And we take all calls, but we take the ladies' calls as they come in because every Monday is and will always be Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
What a mess. You're a feminist. Thank you. What a mess. What a mess. A spiritual battle. I want to go back to Ryan. I put Ryan on hold because we ran out of time there, out of New Orleans. Ryan, welcome. Thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Yes, I was trying to find out how we're going to get everything into play like this. How we're going to rebuild America. I mean, how you actually going to do it? So
how am I going to rebuild America?
Yeah.
You can't rebuild America. It's not going to be rebuilt.
Okay, so how your organization is doing what it does, though?
What we're trying to do is to get people or encourage people to take responsibility for their own lives, for themselves. Take responsibility for their own lives. And when they take responsibility for their own life, in spite of all the evil people and the hell around them, they will have peace right here on earth.
But I just can speak for myself when I say this. I heard your question. I can speak for myself. I think I'm in total peace.
So what now?
You know, so that statement down, you got to revert that one because, like I do everything for myself. I work for myself. I buy my own groceries. I make my own food.
Did you say you have total peace? Did you say you have total peace?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. And don't you, if for those who want that, don't you want that for them as well, if they want it?
Well, I'm only one person. I can't do for everything for everybody else. It starts with one.
No, what I'm asking you, for those who want perfect peace, do you want them to have it?
I cannot. I want it. Yeah, I can pray that they want it. But if they don't want it, what can I do?
There's nothing you can do. And most people.
All right then. So why is that question for others then?
Why what?
Why is the question that you ask for others?
If they want perfect peace?
Yeah, because you asking me that, and I don't know how to do that.
You don't know?
I can do it live by one. It starts with one, and hoping that one can spread it out,
and so
others can see.
And so, how did you find perfect peace?
How did I find perfect peace?
Right. Yeah.
I live for myself. I do what I do.
And so, have you ever not had peace?
I think I always have.
You've had peace all your life?
I think I always have, yeah. Because everywhere I went, I made friends.
Oh, okay.
Black or white, I work the people I work with. They found me just as loving and friendly as I don't know what.
And so you've never been angry?
Not that I know of, no. I mean, at times, come on now, wait. I be angry at times when angry times do come up. Yeah, when times like that do come up.
And so how can you have perfect peace and anger?
Come again?
How can you have perfect peace and anger and get angry?
You're asking me like I live in a perfect world and that we don't.
I'm asking you, how can you have perfect peace and get angry?
Like I say, we don't live in a perfect world, and we will conquer people who wants to throw something at you that will make you mad. Will disagree with you.
But if you didn't have anger inside of you, no one can make you angry.
That's not true.
Why do you say that?
That's not true.
Why do you say that's not true?
Because the question illustrates something about us living in a perfect world, and that can't be.
Why do you say it can't be?
Because it's not.
What?
Because it's not.
But Christ came and to bring you perfect peace. Was he lying?
It's not. We pray for it, but we don't never get it.
Did he say you pray for it and don't get it, or he brought it to you?
We don't never get it. We pray that we do. We pray every day for a perfect day, but somewhere along the day, somebody's going to come along.
But he said you can have it. Why don't you have it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Jackie. I just told you.
Do you believe him when he said you can have perfect peace right here on earth?
Yeah, I believe it, but in reality, we don't have it.
Okay, so you do believe that you can have it, right?
Yeah, but in reality, what we don't.
And so, but you don't have it. Do you want it?
Justin, for an example right now, okay, let's say I did go out in the first quarter where I live at, right? Now I'm out with my friends. We having a perfect time. We having a perfect time. Listen to me. We having a perfect time until 3 a.m. Some fool comes driving along fast, and then come knock me out the box. I'm in the hospital right now. Now tell me how we're looking forward to that.
You in the hospital right now?
No, let's say.
Oh, you saying if that?
Somebody like you and I, we going out having
Oh,
fun,
I see. Yeah.
and then some fool comes driving along.
Right.
Now we mad because we have a messed up night. Because some fool comes driving along, a drunk driver, somebody like that.
Because of time.
Come to disturb our peace.
I know, because of time.
We wasn't paying on that.
But peace cannot be disturbed, man. Let me ask again, do you want perfect peace?
What do you mean peace cannot be disturbed? Peace always disturbed.
No, you can never disturb perfect peace. That doesn't make sense.
You can.
No, you can't. How you know you didn't have it?
You can. You can.
Let me ask.
I just told you why.
Let me ask, Ryan, do you want it?
I want it, but can I keep it? No.
Do you want it?
Can I keep it? No.
I didn't ask. That's not the question. The question is,
That is the question. You asked me the question.
My question was, but my question is, do you want perfect peace?
You asking me the question. I told you yes.
Okay.
I told you yes, but can I keep it? No.
But so how do you know you never had it, man?
I do have it. How you know? Where your research at? Where you read that at?
Right.
Where you read that at?
Right.
Pop it up on the screen right now. Pop it up. Can we keep it?
Right. Do you want it?
What did I say? I'm not going to revert nothing I said.
But you didn't answer the question.
I did answer your question.
Okay, let me ask again. I'm black and slow, so maybe I missed the question. The answer.
I can see that.
Do you want it? Do you want perfect peace?
I told you. Yes, I want it. What are you looking for, Jesse?
Okay.
What did you want me to say?
I just want you to answer the question. And so you want it.
I did answer the question.
Here's how you get it, man.
Let me answer your question one more time. One more time. Don't answer no more. I said I want it, but we can never keep it.
I didn't ask that question. I didn't ask you
never.
that.
Never.
Ryan,
You did answer the question.
I didn't ask you. I did not ask you.
You did ask me that.
I did not.
You did ask me that.
I didn't ask you if you can keep it. I asked
You did. Just said, look at this. I'm gonna stop calling you, bro, because you want people to answer questions your way, and it's not gonna happen your way.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. What the? Let me go to Canada and talk to Alex. There's a line open. Alex, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going?
All is well, Alex.
Okay, since it's Female Monday.
Yes.
I'm dating this girl for a couple months now. And I want your advice on how do I know if I should marry her or not?
Don't marry her until you do know for sure.
I see.
Yeah, if you don't see for sure, then don't do it. When it's come clear, you will know, and then you will marry her if it's meant to be.
Yeah, because I told her to forgive her parents.
And why did you tell her that?
Because I can see that she's just like her mother.
Right. And what did she say?
Well, she forgave her mother. I don't know how that conversation went, but she said she did it. But her father's not in her life anymore. She can contact him, but she refuses. She's scared of him.
Well, she got to forgive her father, too. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to deal with you the right way.
Yeah. Well, I see that from day to day. She pretends like she's obedient, but it's all intellectual.
Right. And that's why you should don't be dating and have in your mind that this is the woman I'm going to marry. Don't have that in your mind. You just date, and you get to know her, she get to know you, you get to know her, she get to know you, and eventually you would know if this is the woman to be your wife. Don't be in a rush, and don't do it with that mindset.
Yeah, she keeps rushing me.
Oh, she's rushing you to marry you?
Yeah.
And how is she rushing you?
Well, she's always hinting at it. She's always, so I'm dealing with it well. I'm telling her, don't worry about that.
Oh, good.
Whatever. But she keeps doing it, which is not a good sign.
It's not. Has she never been married before?
No.
Oh,
she's
good.
25.
And
So,
no kids or anything, right?
no kids. No, I don't think she was super outgoing in her past.
Oh, okay.
Mostly,
Well, just
intellectually a good girl.
Well, just take your time and just date her, but not with the intent to marry. Have a wait and see about that, and you will see if this is this is the woman you want to be the wife and the mother to your children.
Okay.
All right.
I shouldn't put a time on it because I'm thinking how long should I have to wait, right? But
you wait until you see that this is the right one.
What if she's 30 and then I'm like, now she's 30. I don't want to marry a 30-year-old.
But don't do it if.
Okay.
Have a wait and see.
All right, Jesse. I appreciate it, man.
All right. All right, buddy.
All right.
Bye. 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. Let me go out to California and talk to Elijah, a first-time caller. Elijah, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How are we doing today, Jesse?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
God bless. So, I have a question.
Okay.
When you talk about this ideology of perfect peace, does this come at a later time, or is this for all ages?
It's for all ages. Anyone who wants it can have it right now.
Okay, that's interesting because I'm a young male with
How
a
old
lot
are
of
you?
energy. I'm around 25.
Okay, go ahead.
And when I'm reading the book of Matthew, Jesus says, I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. And I look around and I'm like, wow, righteous indignation. This world sucks. A lot of sin, a lot of lustful things. And I don't really want to come to bring peace right now. I want to come to bring the wrath of God on these demons.
What the? And so your question for me is what?
What do you think about that Bible verse? On these betas, I have not come to bring peace, but the sword.
Well, the one thing he came to, I don't quite understand what you're asking, but he came to divide and not to unite.
Right.
And he's dividing parents from the children, children from the parents. He's dividing those people who want to overcome evil from evil. And his sword is which is the truth, is to destroy the darkness.
Okay.
And why don't you want to destroy the darkness that's inside of you?
That's a good question. I mean, lots of times you can use it as fuel. You know, you think about those thoughts about those people that doubted you or those people that might have wronged you. And right now I'm using it to get to where I want to be.
But why don't you want to overcome the darkness, though? Because in John 14:27, Christ said, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So he came that you may have perfect peace, but you're saying that you don't really want it because you're too young, or what?
Yeah, because I'm just trying to develop myself into a better individual. So I look at every day and I go, how can I get better?
Better than what?
So I'm kind of than I was yesterday, and than I was 2 years ago.
But you're never going to be able to make yourself better. No human being can make themselves better.
Elaborate on that. We just are?
There's no such thing as who is the self that you're trying to make better.
My soul. I'm trying to fix all the sins that I have.
How can you fix your soul? I don't know what that means.
I mean, we're all sinners, right?
How can you fix your soul?
If we're all sinners, then just don't do that sin again. You know,
No,
I'm a
but
Catholic,
I'm asking
so.
you, how can you fix your soul? You say you're trying to fix your soul. And what is your soul?
That's a good question. Well, I think a soul is your beliefs and your love. Something that can never die, something that's unbroken, something that we take with us.
Why do you think that's your soul?
Because I know it.
How?
Because I know my soul. I know that we have a shell, this shell, and then I know we have a soul.
And what is your soul?
Yeah, my soul is my spirit. What's the Holy Spirit works with, intertwines with.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What I mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by that? Your soul is your spirit. What the Holy Spirit work with? I don't know what that means.
Well, I believe we all have individual souls.
And what is your soul?
My soul is the collection of all of my thoughts, all of my doings, and it makes the person makes the soul of who I am.
And I don't understand that. So are you saying because you're saying soul, your spirit, and the Holy Spirit, are you saying you're all three of those things?
Spirit. Yeah, I believe it's complex, and I believe all the actions, all the doings, all your beliefs intertwined in this one soul.
So are you saying that you're all those things?
Yeah.
And why do you say you're all those things?
Because I believe in a God.
Amazing.
Beta.
That's right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Jesse. God bless.
You too now. Thank you. 888-7753-773. Let me talk to, is it Stephanie? Out of Canada. Stephanie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me correctly?
Yeah, speak up a little bit, though.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Yes. Jesse, Happy New Year's to you and your team.
Thank you. Happy New Year. I wish you well this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Wish you the same. And it's very strange because I think I have a very specific message for you, which I had a dream yesterday. And I often have dreams of what's going to happen in the future and stuff like that. And it was literally you and your team that had either a website or an app for single people so that they can meet up, knowing that they share the same values and they can talk and get together. Because with, your public that's growing, I think there's a lot of single people out there as well. So I think it's a good way to get together and get to know each other and see, where it could take two people that are looking to build a family and get married. So that's kind of the good news that I wanted to share with you and have your opinion on that.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't think that men and women should meet by apps. I don't think that men and women should intentionally go out looking for one another. They should only look for what is right and let everything happen naturally. And if men and women were to come together naturally, and if they should get married, they will be married until death do them part. But if they come together based on an apt, it's not going to work.
But I mean, I get that. You know, we don't want to like force anything, but I also feel if you're not really intentional of what you want to accomplish, you can just not have any progress. Because if your routine is literally like going to work and coming back from home, how are you actually going to meet someone if you're not going out or putting yourself in a position to meet different people? So it's a little tricky of, you know, meeting someone if you're never outside, you know?
Right. I understand what you're saying, but you're not supposed to be looking for anyone. You're not supposed to intentionally go anywhere looking for anything, because if you do, you're going to always find the wrong thing. But if you let it be add unto you, it's going to be perfect and everlasting.
But I have a hard time understanding that, because I feel like I would be lying to myself if I tell myself, like, no, I don't care about marriage and having kids. So I don't know how to, like, force myself not to want these things. I wish that wasn't the case. I would feel, like, less anxious. But the truth is, if I'm being honest, that's actually what I'm looking for. Well, so it's kind of like I can tell other people and be like, yeah, I don't mind. But I know, like, deep in my heart, it kind of, like, it saddens me.
But, and you're right, it's natural for a woman to want to be married, have a family. But you should get rid of the thought about it and see what is right. And the Father will add that unto you if it's meant to be. Then He will give you a husband that is meant for you, and you're meant for him, and it will last forever. But if you go out and get it because you want it, you're going to always meet the wrong man. It's never going to work. You should only want for what is right. The only thing.
Well, that is right. You know what I mean? That seems right.
But it's not right. It's neither right nor wrong. It's just a way to get married and make some babies if you want one. So it's neither right nor wrong. It would be wrong for you to want that so badly that you would go looking for it.
Yeah, well, I do understand that, because I feel like then you get disappointed or you make up stuff in your head and you're like hurting yourself by how you think things should go. But I don't think you should be close to the idea of the app. I think a lot of people that, you know, listen to you would hop on that and maybe like something to think about.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But again, I wouldn't want to do that because it's the wrong way for people to come together. I know people who have met one another by app, and they're catching app hell. Oh, they're catching app hell. And because when you do apps, nobody's going to really show you who they really are. No one.
Yeah.
And they're not going to show you. You're not going to show them, and they're not going to show you. So you're never going to meet the person that you think that you're meeting. Again, Stephanie, I really recommend that you just seek what is right, want for nothing, and let it be added unto you. It will be added if it's meant to be.
Yeah, I guess. I'm a little discouraged, but
why?
Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. It's just.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
So you're young. Don't worry. You'll get a husband.
Where is he? Hello.
But you wanted him too bad. Don't want anyone or anything before what is right.
Yeah.
Are you working on yourself?
Yes. I mean, yes. Yes, I am. I am. I think I'm not as consistent, especially with the silent prayer, but I need to like.
So you're not. So you're not working on yourself then.
I mean, not every day.
Well, then you gotta. God said, work on yourself every minute without ceasing. Stephanie, call me again. Go back to the prayer. Let me know how it goes. I got to take a break.
All right.
Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-7773. 888-77-JESSE. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11. And at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV. Amazing. At 11 a.m., healing broken hearts, one at a time. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. And then at 12, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. On fire. Brand new time now, in case you just tuned in, coming back from your vacation. American Anchor Baby is at 12 now instead of 4 p.m. He's at 12 p.m. Pacific time, the American Anchor Baby. And then today is Monday at 2 p.m. Punch It TV. At 2 p.m. Punch It TV. It's going to be live today too, right?
Correct.
Live today at 2 p.m. You know, a busy day today. Welcome back. 888-7753-773. Is it Maya? Maya, a first-time call out of Michigan. Maya, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
I want you. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me? I'm
Yes, I
in
can hear
California dreaming of the way it used to be when we were younger. How may I help you, Maya?
So I recently started watching your videos online, and a lot of it resonated with me, but I'm a little stuck in when you said you have to come to a point of realization where this is regarding being kind of angry at family or parents.
Right.
And you said we have to come to a realization that we understand they did the best they could.
Yes.
And I think intellectually I can understand it, but I still feel a lot of anger and hate for everything that happened. So I can't come to the point, I guess, to release it or how to be okay with that.
And do you have a right to be angry at them?
I think so.
And what gives you the right to judge someone else?
Well, not to judge, but to be angry about something that happened that wasn't fair.
But anger is judgment. Anyone that has anger judge. That's why they have anger, because they're judging someone, saying that they are better than, or you're judging those people as good or bad. You're playing God, so you are judging. That's what anger is, judgment.
Because what they did was hurtful.
Have you ever done anything to anyone that was hurtful?
Yes, but not intentionally.
Do you think that what they did to you was intentionally?
I do.
And why?
Because I saw that my mom would treat me differently in front of company and when we were alone. And I could see she would rejoice when she saw me in pain, which made me feel it was intentional.
And do you think that she was doing that because she wanted to do it or because she had anger too?
She had anger, but I think she had a choice.
And do you have a choice?
Yeah.
And what's your choice?
I'm angry, but I chose not to take out that anger on anyone.
But you are taking
but
it out.
I do feel like I'm stuck in what way?
You say you do feel like what now?
That it's stuck within me. Like,
right, so you're taking it out on yourself.
but I don't get how to release it.
By realizing just as you have done wrong to others and you could not help yourself, you didn't want to do it, even when you said you wouldn't do it again, you did it. It was like something else had control of you, making you do the things you didn't want to do, making you think the way you didn't want to think, feel what you didn't want to feel, and carry out what you didn't want to do. Your mother has the same spirit, and you got that from her by becoming angry at her when you were a kid. You became like what you hate. And so the same spirit that is driving your mother is now driving you. You can help yourself, will help you to realize that she could not help herself, and then you will forgive her so that God can forgive you and take the spirit of evil away from you, because anger is evil.
So I get what you're saying, and it makes sense to me because I know, I kind of feel like as I gotten angry at her, I have taken on her life in a way.
Yeah, you become like what you hate. You just
but
like
I
your
still
mother.
don't get, I still feel like because she's my mom, she should have done better or known better. Or
she would have done better or known better had not she been traumatized. She was traumatized by her mother. And her mother traumatized her mother, and so on and so on. And if you should have children, you're going to do the same to your children. Unless you overcome
I guess it's hard. Oh, sorry.
Unless you overcome the spirit of anger, and you guess it's hard to do what?
For some reason, I just can't let go the thought that she didn't do it intentionally, that she didn't have control over what she did, because I saw she treated me differently in different situations.
And
so she had choice.
She probably did, but she had no choice. She hated you because you either remind her of your father, or you were one of the kids that rebelled because you wanted to be independent, or she couldn't control you the way she controlled the other kids who gave in to her. And she couldn't help it because it was done to her. She had no love.
And so in terms of releasing the anger, is it coming to, because I can understand this intellectually, but I still feel the hate and anger, and I do meditate. I've even done 10-day silent meditation retreats, and I can sit with the anger, but it doesn't really go away. So
because you can meditate and sit with silent anger till the cows come home, but if you don't go and forgive, God is never going to forgive you. Meditation does not cause God to forgive you. What causes God to forgive you is for you to admit, I'm an evil, angry, hateful woman. I got to forgive. And when you do, you go and forgive, then God will forgive you and take the spirit of anger away from your heart, and give you a heart of love, a free heart.
So I guess, do you mean in terms of forgiving, does it have to be telling her in person, or could it be does it in a different way? Because most of the videos I saw, you say that people have to go to their parent, and I haven't been in touch with my parents for over 10 years as a result.
Right. It's best that you go and forgive her so you can overcome your fear of her and fear, period. You're going to, if you can't, let's say she refused to meet with you, then try to talk to her on FaceTime. And that doesn't work, try the phone. If that doesn't work, you have to let it go. But it's best for you and all of us that we meet the person and apologize for resenting them. You got to apologize to your mother for resenting her because your mother could not help herself. And now you are in as worse or bad condition because you judged her and you become like her. And just as you can't help yourself, she cannot help herself. And you're wrong for judging her. And you're never going to have freedom. You're never going to know God until you can truly forgive.
But all of this, like you're saying, in terms of the cycle, it doesn't seem fair to me. Like, I don't understand why life would be set up in that way.
Life is not set up in that way. You set it up by becoming, as a kid, you couldn't help yourself because you were subject to your mother. But as an adult, you are in control of your own life, and you have a choice to stay in your hell or overcome. And if you decide, you know what, I'm sick of my hell, I'm going to go and forgive, then you will be free. You will have an amazing life. But if you decide, I'm not going to forgive, then you're going to stay in your misery and you're going to have a hell of a life. It's your choice.
And I do want to let it go, but I don't want to meet her.
Why not?
Talk to her. Because I'm angry at her, I guess, and I do feel a bit of fear. Yeah.
And right, because you fear the person that you resent. Mm-hmm. And now your whole life is being dictated by fear. Are you married?
No.
Any children?
No.
Good. Go and forgive your mother. Don't let evil, because you're lost in your imagination right now, and for a while now, because of anger, and the demons are telling you, oh, don't forgive her. She treated you that way. She did this to you and that to you. She treated you worse than the other kids. You remember when she did that and did that? And you're agreeing with evil, and as a result, evil is your God, and you're living in hell.
I guess I'm still stuck on how to do it, though.
Hey,
like, sorry, go
You
ahead.
do it by, hey, mother, I'm sorry for judging you. I have been resenting you all your life, and I have become just like you. And I realize now I can't help myself, so I realize you could not help yourself. I'm sorry for being angry at you, and God will forgive you and make you free. Don't ask for forgiveness. You forgive because you are wrong for judging, for being angry. You're playing God.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
You're judging your mother. You're judging yourself. You're judging everybody around you. You're living in your imagination. You think you know what you want. You think you know what is right. You think you know everything, and you're lost in darkness and don't know it. You have been turned away from the Father, and you don't realize you're never going to have peace until you return to the Father.
And when you said your experience of returning to the Father, you felt like you're in a state of love or peace?
When you return to the Father by realizing you are evil and go and forgive, you will have perfect peace.
And is that like the fear kind of lift?
Not kind of left, it will be taken away from you, and you will have a spirit of love instead of spirit of fear, which is hatred, which is anger. And you will forgive 70 times 70. You will never hold anything against anyone again, no matter what happens.
And is it something you you have to work on, or it's a constant state?
You only have to work on you being aware, practice being present, but you can't work on anything. The Spirit of the Father will work on your behalf for you when you forgive. He can't do anything for you until you can admit you're evil. Are you evil?
I don't think so.
Are you good?
I try to be, or I try to do good. Yeah,
Are you good?
I try to be.
Are you good?
I guess I'm not sure.
Are you good?
I'd like to think at my core I am, but I'm human, so I make mistakes.
Are you good?
Not completely.
Are you good?
Mhm. What do you mean by that? Like, how good?
Are you good?
I feel like, I don't know.
Are you
Like,
good?
I don't
Are you evil?
think so.
You don't think you're evil, but you don't know if you're good or not.
Well, I try to be good.
What are
like,
you doing to try to be good? How does one try to be good?
To be kind, compassionate, honest.
But you're none of those things
Why not?
because you're evil. What have you
Why do you
ever
say
done?
that?
You say you try to be good. What have you done that was good? You try to do good. What have you ever done that was good?
Well, I mean, this will go back to my parents, but I did help my parents and took care of them, made sure they were okay financially and when they needed me.
And what have you ever done that was good?
I try to be helpful to people.
And what have you ever done that was good?
I guess I don't know what you're defining as good.
I'm asking you, what have you ever done that was good? And how can you do good when you're no good? You don't have love. Do you have love?
Well, based on your talks, you say it's impossible if you're angry, and I can agree with you that I do have a lot of anger.
And do you have love?
Sometimes.
So you have love and hate.
Sometimes.
How can you have both?
Because it depends on the situation.
Amazing. Here's what I recommend. Do what you want, Maya. But if you want to be free, you got to forgive your mother. And forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. He didn't know how to deal with her either. And so he couldn't protect you. It's not that he doesn't love you. He just didn't know how to protect you from your mother. He's afraid of her as well. But you got to face your mother and forgive her. Mother, I'm sorry for being angry at you, judging you. I realize now you can help yourself. Otherwise, you're never going to be free. You can break it up.
And how do you get to that point?
By seeing that you are angry and that you're wrong for being angry, for judging. And when you get to that point where you can see this evil inside of you and you go and forgive, God will forgive you and take the spirit of anger away from you and give you perfect peace.
We'll try.
You try what?
To get to that point.
Why can't you understand that your mother did the best she could do? Even it wasn't good, that's for sure, but she could not help herself. Mothers don't have children just to hurt them.
I guess because it felt personal and that she has a choice to act how she wants.
I'm sure it was. It was personal. She did it to you for whatever reason, but she still could not help herself. She has no love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have no love. You become just like your mother. And there's no such thing as trying to be good. You can't make yourself good when you're no good. And you can't do good until you are good. When you're of good, then you do good. And you're not going to do good or be good until you return to the Father by forgiving your mother and your earthly father. Because nothing that you've ever done was good. It was all for your ego.
Mm-hmm.
You were trying to make yourself feel good. What?
Does it require, so forgiving my mom and my dad, does that kind of require, like, do you have to forgive everyone you're mad at, or do you, those two people are
when you forgive your father and your mother, truly forgive them, the spirit of anger will be taken away from you, and you will forgive all. You will naturally love all people, even your enemy.
And how do you know you've truly forgiven?
Because you will no longer have anger in your heart, and you will be able to see.
And based on what I've heard you say, you don't know until it happens. So until I actually say it, I won't know.
Right, until you see for yourself how wicked you really are. You're evil. And when you can see that inside of you and go and forgive, then you will know what love is. You're no better than your mother. You're just like your mother. If you notice, no man can ever deal with you because you're so evil.
Sorry, that's a bit harsh.
That's what?
It's a bit harsh.
How's it harsh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's true, right? No man can ever deal with you because you're so evil. You blame them, but it's really you. Because of time, go and forgive your mother and your father. Don't let evil talk you out of it. Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, so you can see those thoughts, and God will set you free from them and give you a clear mind.
I'll give it a shot.
Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye now. I got to take a break. 1 more hour to go. Straight back to the callers. The hate news, not the fake news, but the hate news. And I'll be back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Some serious mess going on in the world. Some background on the New Orleans attack info. The guy wore Meta glasses to pay a visit months before to plot his attack, they say. Ukraine's doing a counterattack in Kursk. I think that's Russian territory. And Russia's working with North Korea, as you may know. Melania has a documentary that's going to be coming out on Amazon. I guess they're still taping or something. Wow, Melania Trump. So cool. And they're charging $9 to enter New York City during rush hour as part of a new congestion pricing toll. Hopefully Trump will kill that. And United Airlines is getting Elon Musk's Starlink Wi-Fi. So cool. Nice. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Female Monday, January 6th, AD 2024. There is one line open right now. You can call in right now, 1-888-775-3773. And it's free via Skype, even if you're overseas, so do it. No, there's no excuses. If you have a question, comment, disagreement, you're always welcome to call in. Call Me Nonsense Network, CNN reports New Orleans has an attack. Had that attack last, whatever that day was, Thursday, I think, New Year's Day? Wednesday. Authorities revealed chilling details of the timeline of events leading up to the New Orleans terror attack in New Year's Day early morning, which may have been years, I'm growing, in the making. The 42-year-old attacker visited the city twice in the months before the holiday, so-called holiday, used Meta glasses, the Facebook glasses, to film Bourbon Street and plan out his attack. So says the FBI New Orleans special agent in charge, Lionel Murthil. He said that on Sunday. The mass killing, he drove into that crowd, right? Raised questions as to how the city secured the French Quarter and how a heavy-duty truck was able to drive onto one of the most pedestrian-heavy roads in the United States, killing 14. I guess it's down from 15. But including him, he got killed, so that's 15 people died. Earlier they were saying 15 plus him, but I guess it's 14. Injuring at least 35 others, pretty severely in some cases. In the coming hours, the so-called president, Crooked Joe Biden, expected to attend a vigil in New Orleans and deliver remarks honoring the victims. Ukraine has launched a counterattack in the southern Russian border of Kursk, warning that Russia is, quote, getting what it deserves, unquote. The Ukrainian military first launched an incursion into Kursk in August and has much of the territory that they took, despite efforts by the Russian and recently deployed North Korean troops to drive the Ukrainian units back across the border. They invaded. They counter-invaded. Wow. Meanwhile, joke of a Secretary of State in the United States, Antony Blinken, he said today Russia may be close to sharing advanced satellite technology with North Korea after the isolated nation supplied thousands of troops to help bolster Moscow's invasion. They made a deal. What a mess. They say drink water, guys and gals, for longevity. Health experts say proper hydration can add years to your life. So they say like 8 to 10 cups for the ladies, 10 to 12 for the men. And that's like 2 to 3 quarts every day, a normal activity. But if you do a lot of activity, more, of course. And or if you're in a hot environment, more. That's just what they say. That's according to Call Me Nonsense Network, okay? And Melania Trump is headed to the screen with an Amazon documentary. The famously private incoming First Lady, our greatest First Lady, will be the subject of a new documentary coming to Amazon's Prime Video this year. Congratulations. And it's going to cost drivers $9. Entering New York City during peak hours, now that the city has implemented a new congestion pricing toll. Crooked Joe Biden is allowing it to happen, but President-elect Donald J. Trump, he has vowed to kill the program when he takes office. Unclear if he'll follow through. I'm James Hake. Now back to the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Hour 3.
to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. Believe it or not, you can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. My brand new biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? Are you living from your mind or from your spirit? Amazing question. You can listen to the show if you're running around this morning or evening or night, wherever you might be. We're heard around the world by everybody and their mama. You can be listening on your iPhone, iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Monday. And though we take all calls, oh, and by the way, if you can always podcast the show, even when you listen live on your iPhone, iPad, right? You still podcast. It's Monday. And every Monday is and will always be Female Monday. All my life, I had to fight.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
All my life. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. I want to go to Karen, a first-time caller out of Florida. Oh, she gone? Oh, okay. Let me go to Destiny out of Orlando, Florida. Destiny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. It's nice to hear from you again.
You too. Thanks for calling.
You know, it's been a few years since I've seen your show. You're looking a little old, Jesse. You're looking a little tired.
Time won't give me time.
But I wanted to call you today to thank you because of your influence, I was able to forgive my mother in person. A few years ago, I called the show and said, hey, I'm dealing with, anger, resentment, a lot of the similar stuff the previous caller was talking about.
Yes.
And I was plagued with dreams. I would see in my dreams every night. I called you, you gave me advice, and from that day, I never had a dream again. But I was still plagued with this. I never forgave her in person. I only forgave her in my mind. Sure, my dreams stopped, but every time I would say, like, the Our Father prayer, there's a part of it that says, forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And every time I would say that part of the prayer, like I would feel a little twinge of guilt. And I knew why I was feeling that feeling. So last August, I finally saw my mom after like 6 years of not seeing her, not hearing, nothing. And I forgave her in person. And I was expecting more of like a big giant feeling. But I forgave her. I said the words, "I've already forgiven you." And instantly everything became nothing. Like all the anger I had, it was as if it never even existed. There was no big grandeur of like, oh, I'm better now. But just like a weight came off of me as if the weight didn't exist anymore.
Amazing.
And
well, you stay with
that.
it. You stay with it, and make sure you start doing the silent. Have you started with the silent prayer yet?
No, sir, not yet.
Start doing the silent prayer so you can practice staying present instead of going back into your imagination. And eventually you will have a clear mind. It gets better.
I was able to understand that truly, yes, these women are hurting their children for sure. And like that other caller said, it does feel intentional. But they are doing the best they can.
Yes.
Because nobody wants to be out here, Jesse, literally crazy. Like some of these women are literally crazy, and that's why they treat their children the way they do.
Well,
it's not really their fault.
Well, most people do want to be in their misery. They love their hell. There are women who love hurting the children, and they love trying to hurt the father. They do love it, but then there are those women who don't love it. They just didn't know how to overcome it, and they want to overcome it. Thank you, Destiny. It's good to hear from you. Start doing the silent prayer so you can stay out of your imagination, all right?
Right.
Amazing.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Karen, a first-time caller out of Florida. Karen, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Is it Karen? No, Karen? Karen?
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yes, sir. I know there's something wrong with me. I don't know how to fix it exactly. Like, I listen to you all the time. I've been listening to you since, 2016. Sometimes I'm okay, and I go by what you say, and I'm all right. And I'm having a problem letting someone go, and I keep letting them affect me.
And so your question...
I was just about to say, I know that's not a question. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to fix anything. I'm letting someone affect me even today that lied to my face, and I don't know how to stop letting it hurt me when I know it's in my head.
And so your question for me is what?
How do I get better?
By coming out of your head. You're only living in your thoughts, and those thoughts are giving you a false idea that you love this person when you really don't love them. You just think you do, and you're thinking about when you first met him, how nice it was, and you thought he loved you, and you thought you loved him. You're just living on memories. They're not real.
Well, to begin with, from the whole entire time that I've known this person, I know that they're bad, and I stay away from them, and then I still let them. I have a child with this person, and I still let them talk to me sometimes, and then they come in, and I still end up getting hurt, and I don't have sex with them. I don't do nothing like that.
And how do you get hurt then if you don't have any kind of...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not letting you finish. I just let them affect me in different ways. Like, if they lied to me about something, it still hurts. Things like that. And I know it shouldn't. And it's like, okay, they're bad. They're lying right to my face. And I know when they're lying to my face. And I'm still here crying. You feel me? Like, I don't know how to...
Have you heard me say to drop your anger?
Yes, sir, and I want to so bad.
And why have you done
wrong
that?
With me.
Why have you done that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm okay most of the time, and then when I let this person back in, their evilness that they have affects me. And I know it shouldn't.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Yes, sir. I told her, I kind of copped out and was like, oh, I listened to this guy on the radio and he tells me that, like, no matter how well you think your parents did, that you still have resentment towards them and that you need to forgive them. And I said, oh, well, Mom, if there's anything I have against you, I forgive you for anything I have against you. And she said, oh, well, that sounds stupid. He sounds like an idiot. I said, no, he's not an idiot at all. He's a very smart man. And she just like kind of blew it off. And it was that.
And so you did not forgive her then?
I didn't.
No. That's why you're still emotional. You got to forgive your mother in spite of for what she says or anything. And then shaking in your boots, you got to forgive her so God can take the spirit of anger away from you. And once that is taken away from you, no one can affect you emotionally at all, no matter what. If they lie to you or not, if they want to be friends, fine. If they want to come by, fine. You will be fine either way, but you got to forgive so you can be forgiven.
How do I forgive her in the right way?
By truly, when you can realize that you do have that anger toward her, you're not forgiving her, you go to her and apologize for resenting her. Because just as you can help yourself in your situation, your mother could not help herself. And when you realize that and forgive her, then God will forgive you. And you'll be fine. Do the silent prayer. Are you doing the silent prayer?
No, sir.
You got to work on yourself.
I know.
Why haven't you been working on yourself?
I feel like I do every single day. Not the way that you're telling me to.
And how do you work on yourself then?
I try to make sure I'm doing well by my child and like trying to stay out of any sort of anger or being upset or inside my head. And I try to stay present all the time and just be with her because I'm the only one with her all the time. So I don't have any help. So I'm just with her all the time. I don't really have, maybe when she goes to sleep is when I could do it. But I know my mom wasn't perfect. I know that even now. I kind of don't really go around her too much. I kind of stay away from her. But I don't feel like I'm holding resentment against something that I feel like she did really bad to me. So when I do forgive her, as much as that might help, I don't feel like it's going to help me with this other person that I can't seem to get out of my life. And I think it's because so bad I want a family. Like I wanted to be submissive and like really like I wanted my family to be together.
Oh, I see. So you want a family.
Yes, sir. I wanted my kid to have an actual family. What? I didn't want to come from a broken home, but I know the person that is her dad is bad to me.
And why do you want that?
Because I feel like it really affects her.
But if you don't if you didn't have the anger, let's say you didn't have the anger, and
yes, sir.
Would it still affect your daughter that you're her father not together?
I think so, yes.
How would it affect her? You're not,
because I feel like she needs her dad in her life, I feel like.
It sounds like you're not trying to keep the father away, right?
No, sir. I actually do the opposite. I try to get her to spend time with him, and he makes all types of excuses of, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I don't have time. So he just never really sees her except for like once a week, maybe, something like that.
Well, stop doing all that. Don't be trying to make him be with her. You make sure that he knows that he can be with her. You're not doing it.
Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I hate cutting you. That's terrible. I know I need to listen to you out of all people. Trust me. I don't hound him. Come see her. Nothing like that. I let him know openly. Anytime you want, you can, just call me. You can come see her. I was just saying that.
Oh, okay.
When I don't push it on him. I just let him know, like, hey, she really, like, okay, because, like, for the first time in, like, a couple weeks yesterday, he finally took her for a walk for, like, 20 minutes, and I said, man, I'm so glad she got to go for a walk with you. She really appreciates it. That means a lot to her. You see what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, but I don't push it on him. I just say, hey, I even told him, I said, I'm not judging you about it. The other day, he acted like, because I mentioned it, that, he started retaliating, and I said, hey, look, it's not like that. I was like, I just want her to have time with you. I don't care to judge you. It has nothing to do with anything between us. I said, I just wanted to make sure she has time with you because you're her dad and she needs time with her dad, and that's it. But I do know a lot of it is in my head because I want my family together, and that part of it is in my head, and I know that because I wanted us to be a family.
So here's what I recommend. Stop saying any of those things to him at all.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Because you're doing it still with this idea that you're going to get the man back while pretending that the most important thing is for the daughter. when it's really for you to try to get him back.
I do believe there's underlining things of that,
Yeah.
but there are times where I stay completely away from him, and I feel like I'm getting healthier spiritually and all of that. And the
Right.
only communication I have with him is, "Hey, are you going to come see her?" And then that's it.
Okay,
And then
well,
he
don't
goes
even
with her, and
ask.
that's it.
Don't even
But-
ask anymore if you're coming to see her or anything.
Okay.
Just he knows, according to you, he knows that he can see her. And what
Yes,
I
sir,
recommend is
He
that
says the opposite. If you were to ask him, he would say, "Oh, you make it difficult. You keep me from her." Like he's got a whole nother different story of excuses of why he
And
can't
so
see
you-
her. But
do
I
you make it
swear to you,
difficult?
that's not.
You
I
know-
swear to absolutely not.
Okay.
I've never have in any way.
But
no
you
lies
may
at all.
you may be making it difficult because he knows that you want him back.
No. He comes to me trying to get us to be. He wants to be with me, and he was even here just yesterday trying to be with me. And I kept saying like, no, because I know you're not. Like, you know what I mean? And then
So-
I was like asking him about something that he was lying right to my face about, and I knew he was lying about
So
it.
then why are you
And he-
crying then if you know that if he want to be with you, but you know, do you want to be with him?
I do. I just know he's a bad person, and that's my problem. Is I know I can't be with someone that'll lie right to my face, and I know
Okay.
it's in my head because I know I still want to try to work my family out, and I still want to be with him, and I still keep going and like giving him a chance. And then when I give him a chance, I don't sleep with him. I do nothing like that.
Nice.
But just going around him. I haven't slept with him in I can't even tell you how long. Probably a couple years.
Okay, here's what I
I'm
recommend.
celibate. I don't even do any of that. But when I do go around him, like he does bad things, and I'm like reminded again because he's one of those people that are like off and on. He's got this bipolar thing where he's very nice and sweet and loving and honest, and then all of a sudden goes into this really bad evil person. I'm like, okay, so the evil person
Karen,
must be the
Karen,
real person.
Karen,
Yes, sir.
calm down.
Sorry.
Take a
I
breath.
know. I'm feeling crazy right now.
Take a breath.
I'm not always like this.
Here's what I recommend you do if you want to be free.
Yes, sir.
Start doing the silent prayer. Stay out of your thoughts so you can forget about the memories of this guy and you can deal with him in the present and you'll be fine. But you got to stay out of your imagination.
See, what the thing is like I on a regularly, I don't sound like, if I were to call you tomorrow, I would sound completely different and calm and regular.
But you
This
should
is like
be
when I'm-
you should be regular all the time, not
yes,
just sometimes.
exactly. And then every time it's like he's coming around me like, oh no, everything, you know, I love you, that there's this and this and this, and I'm all like, okay, I know something's off. And then it's like I catch him in another lie, and I'm like, okay, this person's evil, and I try to remind myself this person's evil, but it's like the evilness creeps in, and I start feeling my anger again, like on a daily basis when the person ain't even around, because it's like the evilness is creeping in or something.
Stop judging him.
I tried that too.
But you haven't. Stop judging the man. He can't help himself. Just
I
as
know.
you can't help yourself, he cannot
sir.
help himself. It's enough
That's why I know.
for you to see
That's why I
what's
know I
going
need to
on.
stay away from him.
Right. But don't judge
Right.
him.
Yeah, and when I do that, I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna, like, that has nothing to do with me. It's not his fault or whatever. It has nothing to do with me. Like what he does, even if it's lying, has nothing to do with me, and I just leave him alone. It's like I just don't know how to describe it. I don't know. It's like I still let him creep back in, like even if it takes weeks or months, and then I let him creep back in and tell me all the same things of why it was only this, and downplay all the stuff he was doing.
But
and-
why? Because of time, why do you need to believe him either way? You're not going to be back with him. It's not going to happen. And so why you need to believe him? If he's telling you the truth, fine. If he's not,
Because
fine.
I think deep down, I still want that. I still want to be with the father of my child.
And
I
that's
don't want
why
to be
you're
with anyone
having
else.
the problem, Karen, because you're not supposed
sir.
You're not supposed to
sir.
want for anything.
I agree, and I don't know how to stop sometimes. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'll go days or weeks or months being in my normal state, and then when he creeps back in, I do this again. And it happened again this morning where he's like lying right in my face over and over. And then I called you because it's like sometimes when I get like this, I don't know how to stop. Like,
Okay.
Like I'm literally calling him over and over again, and he's like, leave me alone. Just don't have nothing to do with me because I'm a bad person, and I'm still calling him, like crying. So I called you because I'm like, I don't know who to call.
Well, amazing. Listen, calm down. Go and take a breath. Do the silent prayer so you can come out of your imagination. You'll be fine.
Yes, sir. Okay. What do I do in the future when I keep doing this? Because this has been going on for 5 years, sir.
Right, but if you stay with the prayer, stay out of your imagination, it will all end just like that.
Then I won't let him back in anymore. I won't let him around me anymore.
Absolutely.
Okay, what do I do as far as like wanting us to be a family? Because I do feel like that.
Stop wanting that.
When it comes to when it comes to a child and being in a family and having the dad and mom around, I know that affects them being raised by the single mom.
Karen.
Yes, sir.
Forget about all that.
Don't you find that important, sir?
No. Forget about it. You need to work on you so you can overcome judging your ex and judging yourself and feeling this way. And then, because it's not like that. You're not with him. It looks like he's never going to be. Why not accept reality so you can overcome the false ideas that you have in your mind?
I think because neither one of us end up being with anyone else. He doesn't sleep with anyone else, and I don't sleep with anyone else because I think we both still really want our family together. But he's a bad person, and we know we can't be together, but we still end up in the end like trying to because we want to have our. I think we're both like that.
Karen, forget about him, what he wants, and you work on you, overcoming what you think you want.
Yes, sir.
So start doing the silent prayer. And so you can stop looking at him and judging him. He can't help himself, whatever going on. And you just work on you and you'll be fine. You're responsible for your own world.
Okay.
Stop looking at him. Stop wanting him. Stop expecting anything from him. And just work on you so you can come out of your hell.
I've done that in the past, and I always end up messing up again like I did today. I've done that in the past, and I start, like, the last couple of days, I was feeling so good spiritually and everything, and my anger was going so far down, and I was feeling so good, and then I let him back in.
Stop crying. Just come back to working on you, and you'll be fine.
Okay. I'll probably call you back in the future because I imagine I'll end up here.
Okay.
I've been listening to you. I just want to say real quick, I've been listening to you for so many years. I respect you so much. I've been listening to you since like 2016. You really helped me out with so much. I'm gonna hurry and get you. I know you got to get off the phone, but I do. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking my call. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-775-3773. Let me go to London and talk to FEMI. FEMI, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, all is well. I haven't spoke to you. We spoke maybe 2 months ago. I tried calling in the last 2 months, but I couldn't manage to wait all the way until it was my time. But a lot's happened since the last time, so Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Amazing. And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And also, congratulations, President Trump. What the amazing.
The great white hope. Amazing.
Serious. I'm happy for you guys. London is on the way down, but you guys on the way up. So I'm thankful that at least somebody in the West is living the dream.
That's right.
Before I say what I want to say, which is about the UK, just to give you some more crazy updates on what's going on in the UK in case you're not aware, I just wanted to say, I don't think I've ever heard, I've listened to your show a long time, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say this. You know the guy that's on the snippet saying that you're the greatest black man that's ever lived?
Right.
That guy, 100% correct. And not just that, I want to say thank you on behalf of anyone that's ever called into this show and given you all of their problems and everything like that, because you're the only person I've ever seen that has an ideology, a belief system or whatever, and you can see the ideology at work within the person that's actually saying it. I've never seen you get angry. I've never seen you get upset. I've never seen someone, and people try and hurt your feelings all the time. I've never seen somebody, it looks like they've actually hurt your feelings. And with all the people that call in with their all personal drama, moms, dads, boyfriends, everything, if you're a weak man dealing with these many thousands, tens of thousands, you've been doing this for 4 years or something like that. I can't even imagine. If you were a weak man, you couldn't still be doing this show after all these years, to be honest with you. All of these problems that people weigh on top of you, if you didn't have your strong conviction and your own, anchor that doesn't let you be swayed by other people's stuff, honestly, listening to all these women tell you their problems, my God, I'd go insane. seriously, I'd go insane.
Well, I appreciate
Like that woman that called.
But you drop your anger, though. If you drop the anger, you will have not only compassion for yourself, you'll have it for all people. And you will understand. And understanding is what we all want. And that's what leads us in the right way. We got to have understanding.
100%. 100%. And I when I listened to these women, the one that stood out to me the most was the woman that called 3 calls ago and the woman that just called. The one thing that these women never, ever say, which is the start of this whole issue, is they always want to talk about the guy, the baby father, the whoever, but they never start at the root of the cause, which is that they slept with this man. And a man and a woman can only have sex if a woman allows it. Otherwise, it's rape. So the woman agrees to let this man bed her, knowing if they have sex raw, it may possibly create a child, probably create a child. And then years later, we all have to hear about this guy and how he's the Antichrist.
Well, the beauty about it, because of time here, the beauty about it is that there are ladies around the world now, and I talk to them all the time, that are starting to wake up now, and they're seeing and they're taking responsibility for their own life. For some, it's a little difficult, but they're still trying. They're not giving up. And they just didn't understand as to how to do it or what to do, but they're starting to get better. Thank you, buddy. I absolutely appreciate it. 888-7753-773. They are, believe me, FEMI, they are starting to wake up, buddy. I hear it all the time. Thank you, though. Let me go to Virginia and talk to Della. Della, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Amazing. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Della.
That's right. I just want to call you because it's Female Monday, and I've been listening to all the callers, and I cannot emphasize enough the silent prayer every morning, every night, counseling session with Jesse. I'm sitting here in my house, my own house in Virginia, waiting for the electricity to go off because it always does. Everybody around me is losing electricity, and I'm just waiting for mine to go off. I'm heading over to my sister's house.
Amazing.
Anyway, yeah, everything is so wonderful. I cannot thank you enough. Honestly, anybody thinks it's difficult. It's not. It's just a silent prayer.
Yeah.
It's just being confident. And one thing that's very interesting is being alone.
Yes.
It's weird. It's scary and wonderful all at the same time.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It's very, yes. It's so nice. I sometimes total silence. It's wonderful.
98% of people cannot live with themselves. And as a result of not being able to live with oneself, you can't live with someone else. It's amazing to see that. And that's why you got to overcome the world by being able to be alone first. Then you can deal with if you're married or not, or you're around friends or whatever. You can take it or leave it.
It's really nice. I appreciate everything you've done. I've known you for years, a
amazing.
lot of years.
A lifetime.
Yeah, a lifetime. It's been wonderful ever since. I hope you have a wonderful 2025.
Thank you, Della. The same for you. I wish you well, and congratulations on your home. And you stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. It only gets better.
It's only getting better. That's right. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. Call me again, and Happy New Year.
Will. Happy New Year. Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye now. Amazing. Amazing. Super chat. I got to take a break.
Nobo Thoughts says, biblical question.
Are you living from your mind or your spirit?
I'm not sure I'm living at all anymore. Probably mind, because I keep finding myself in thoughts. Says Nobo Thoughts.
Nice. What? Let me take a break. When I come back, we'll finish up on that. The treasure chest is now open on DLive. Back in a moment. Quick moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Okay, welcome back. There's a line open at 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And the Hake Report coming up at 9 a.m. at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com. And at 11, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, noontime today, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at noontime today, Pacific time. And at 2 p.m., Puncher TV. Punchie, Punchy.tv. You don't want to miss. It's a live episode today. What the? At 2 p.m. Pacific time. And last but not least, I do personal shout-outs for you. Birthday shout-outs, weddings, anniversaries, Happy New Year, encouragement, whatever it might be. Shout-out to Della from Virginia. Hey, Della. Not hearing Della call today. So for personal shout-out, go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Super chat. Before I go back to the phones here.
Super chat.
Super.
Jermaine bought a coffee. Happy New Year, Jesse. I see why you say to stay present while watching movies. They're powerful at controlling emotions and shaping how society views love and other feelings.
Yeah.
It's all lies.
Amazing. Absolutely. Thank you. Stay present this year. That's the theme.
Mike Young bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, first of all, I want to apologize for the confusion with the songs for you sing for the fun of it. That's being said, I don't know if you remember this song, but speaking of being free, remember this one. There's Peace in the Valley. People Got to Be Free by the Rascals.
Oh, yeah. Peace in the Valley. You remember that?
Sounds sort of familiar, maybe.
It kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember. It won't come to mind right now. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike Young. Spanky Spank, 7 coffees. Hey, Jesse Hagen team. Can Jesse interview such and such for the Fallen State? And thank you for the tip and request.
Thank you. Send it to my producer at thefallenstate.tv. Producer at thefallenstate.tv. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Charles bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, did you know that old white woman who was police chief in New Orleans, according to Charles, ran over 2 pedestrians herself in her police car earlier this year?
Really?
What a mess.
I was surprised, stunned, to see how old that woman was, and she called herself the police. What? The police chief, too, I believe. Commissioner or whatever. I think they both mean the same. What a mess. Or similar. New Orleans doesn't have a chance. A black woman for mayor. A black woman for, a woman, white liberal. I don't know if she's liberal or not, but a white old woman for police chief. Another black woman for FBI. New Orleans doesn't have a chance. Goodbye, New Orleans. It's over. Amazing. Thank you.
Joel's Mexican cousin gave a diamond. JLP, when is it time to divorce my evil wife?
When you see that it's time to do it. Only when you see it for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel's Mexican cousin. David, 5 coffees. Hey, guys, question for Jesse and Hake. Do you take the Bible literally, or are there some of the stories kind of like metaphors to make us understand complex things that aren't really explainable? Asks David.
I don't take it literally. How about you?
I take it with knowing I try to remember that I don't necessarily know what it means. I mean, sometimes I know that I don't know what it means. Just because sometimes it's not clear what it means.
So you don't take it literally? Or do you take
I try to take it as it's meant to be taken.
And how's that?
Sometimes literally and sometimes not.
What's literally mean?
Well, the way that people use literally means word for word. Like when you say go into your prayer closet,
right?
You don't literally mean a closet.
No, I mean look within.
That's what they mean by. That's what most people mean.
Oh, some people think go into a closet room,
right?
But I mean go within,
right?
But the Bible has been rewritten over and over again. It seemed impossible to take it literally.
And the language, the understanding of the language has changed so much just in the last several years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yet you still take it literally sometimes?
In some places where it's meant to be taken literally.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
5 coffees. But I think the real definition of literally means as it was meant to be taken. If it was a metaphor, it's meant to be taken as a metaphor. Anyway, Lauren says, love your advice for Stephanie.
Thank you. Amazing. Appreciate it.
Great call.
Yeah.
Andres Salvarezart. Butchering the name. Andre or Andres. I think Andre. Bought 3 coffees. Are we supposed to fear God? And what do people mean when they say, I'm a God-fearing Christian?
Most people don't know what they mean when they say that, but fear God means to appreciate him. Reflect. When you're working on yourself, reflect so that you can appreciate how far he brought you out of your hell. That's what it means to fear him, to appreciate him. Thank you.
Tony, letter to the nation, a dark generation, an Obama nation, an alien creation, such devastation, a woman's degradation, child desecration, a letter in the nation, a dark generation. Tony, Kamala.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
I don't know why I got embarrassed reading it. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Be smart, 3 coffees. I would like to respond to the question, are we not choosing if we let go and let God take over? AKA, is that not also a free will? I've been silent praying on this for a while. This is the revelation I got. Check my next coffee.
So it wasn't a question? It was just something they realized?
Right. He says, we didn't create ourselves. We were made by God. So our spiritual nature is naturally drawn to reflect the nature of our Creator. So, and he goes on and on and on. Not a pithy 4 coffees, but thank you for your coffees.
Thank you. Keep it pithy. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And stay working on yourself. Stay present.
He compares the God's nature to like a car's natural steering system that kind of naturally leans towards going straight. I thought it was nice.
It is nice.
Thank you, Be Smart.
But I don't know if I understand what he's saying.
Similarly, our inner nature always seeks to guide us back to God, he's saying.
But most people's nature don't.
Right.
they love their health, so they want to stay there. They don't want to go back to God.
But he's talking about the inner nature of God.
Well, thank you. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you.
Be smart.
Yeah.
Nice. Nikki says, not Piffy, forgive me. My boyfriend often judges and mocks me. While I don't take it personally, he gets upset when I call him out on it. The more he mocks me, the more I feel the urge to be still. The more I'm still, the more he mocks me. Sometimes I wonder if I'll be okay living next to a devil that may or may not want to overcome, says Nikki.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Amazing Angel. Happy New Year, Jesse and crew. How do you forgive your boyfriend after he has cheated on you a couple of times? It was in our first 6 months dating. I first found out he'd been hooking up with girls. Then when I brought it to his attention, he apologized. But something in that felt shaky. So I felt like he was doing the same thing a week later. How can I calm down to focus on myself this year? Should I stay in this relationship? He's 13 years older than me.
But it's not his fault that you stay there. You're staying there because you want to be there. And if you think that he's cheated on you and you're still staying with him, that's your fault, not his fault. You love your misery. You love your hell. That's why you're staying there. Otherwise, if you didn't love it, you'd be gone if that was the right thing to do for you. What amazing. I wish you well.
Shout out to the top contributors on the D Live crew: Cactus Eater Bear, Joel's Mexican cousin, Games for Rec, Kilo Alpha Tango, Wolf 336, and the rest of the supporters. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hannes over on Buy Me a Coffee says, Happy New Year, Jesse and crew. I'm sticking with it. 4 strong arm emojis.
Right on. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
And thank you. Shout out to the Cash App people and the Rumble crew and the D Live crew. And
Shout
thank you guys.
out.
I do believe that's all for now.
Thank you to Cash App people and all of you. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. Amazing. Thank you very, very much. Let me go to Andrew out of Virginia. Andrew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Andrew.
Good. Yeah, I've been watching your show. It's a great show. And I'm not calling to, argue or fight. I'm past that. I'm done with all that. I like to build and learn, and you have a great show. But I just had a question, and it's not to, it's not politically motivated. I'm not trying to, push buttons or anything. But that what just happened recently at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, that Tesla van blowing up. What do you think about that? Don't you think that's a bad sign or an omen? Like, do you think Trump will make it to the inauguration?
Well, I don't know if it's a bad sign or not. I do know that according to the report, and we don't know what the real truth is, the guy was dealing with a lot of personal issues, and according to what they said, the police press conference, is that the guy was trying to wake up people that our country is falling apart, and he was trying to find a way to get the attention. Now, I am concerned about the Great White Hope. I know that there have been a couple attempts to hurt him. I am concerned about him. Right. But he doesn't live in Vegas, so hopefully he'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm apolitical. I don't,
right,
follow Democrat, Republican, or whatever. But it's just, and I've talked with other people, and I'm like, well, who do we have left, for a president? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
I do, yeah.
And I'm hoping, that nothing does happen to Trump, but it's just like, I'm like, hello, people, who do we have left that's going to, try to correct things, lead us forward,
Well,
but
again,
I think
I am concerned, I'm wishing him well. And Inauguration Day cannot come fast enough. And so I just hope he is protected from evil, because there's definitely somebody out there definitely hate him for sure. And so I do wish him well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it, man.
All right. You too, brother. Keep up the good work to wake people up, man. You're doing a great job, man.
I will. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. Let me go to Brent out of BARENT, a first-time caller out of Florida. BARENT, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey there. Thanks for calling.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. I wish you well.
You also, sir. I just, I listen to you on Rumble, and it just amazes me what people think God is. And it's really difficult to be around people when they have no clue of who they are or what they're about or, their daily lives. And it just amazes me. And I've just been listening to you listen to people talk, and it fascinates me. And I just want you to know that you're doing a great thing.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. And when you're around people, make sure you're not, and I know what you mean, but don't judge them. They just cannot see. And out of the 1,000, one of them will see something different about you, and it's that one that you'll be able to help.
And I've dropped everybody. I live by myself.
Right on.
I've never been so happy.
Right on. Well,
and it's just wonderful. And it's just nice to hear you talk that way.
Right on. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. It only gets better. I appreciate it.
You know it. I'll keep calling.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. All right, bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. That's the line open. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can before the show is over. Let me go to first-time caller out of Florida, Brittany. Brittany.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Brittany. Welcome to the show.
I listen to you a lot about forgiving your mother.
Yes.
And I'm having a real hard time doing that. I was raised by my wonderful grandmother and grandfather, and they also took care of my brother who has Down syndrome and my other brother as well. And they passed away when I was 22. And my husband and I ended up getting custody of both of my brothers. I still have custody over my brother who has Down syndrome. And I can't get over hating my mom because she gets to do whatever she wants. She doesn't stress over taking care of my brother or what happens to him. And even though I try to move on from the hate and just let go of everything, it's there. It's always there in the back of my head. And I don't know how to let go of it. And I'm really trying to.
So you resent her because she
doesn't care.
And about your brother?
Yeah, it's not even so much about caring about me because I'm past that. I'm happily married. I have 7 beautiful children of my own. It's just her not caring about what happens to my brother or even caring about, me struggling financially because he has severe Down syndrome. He has to be watched and taken care of 24/7. And she does not care that my family struggles financially to take care of him. She doesn't care that it takes away from my children or mine and my husband's life. There's just no care.
And why do you keep your brother at your house? Why do you take care of him?
Because the only other option would be to give him away.
And what does that mean, give him away?
To a home that could take care of him.
And why don't you do that? Why don't you do that?
Because I feel like I'm my brother's keeper.
But you're not.
But my grandparents, like I said, they raised me. They got custody of when I was 3. They got his name's Sebastian. They got him as soon as he was born because he had crack cocaine in his system. So he was taken away as soon as he was born. And it's always been ingrained in me that was my duty. That was my job. They never.
That was wrong for them. That was wrong for your grandparents to ingrain that in you or put that on you at all. They should have done that. Put your brother in a home where he'll be taken care of instead of making that your responsibility. You have your own family. Your responsibility is to your husband and your children.
And I feel like that too. But I also feel like I don't know how God would feel about me if I put him somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how someone else is going to treat him. I don't know what's going to happen when I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, I've done it my whole life, my whole childhood, everything. I'm 36 years old. Like I said, I've always taken care of him.
And
So
that's
it's kind of
horrible
like
that
he is my child.
it's horrible that your grandmother and grandfather would do that to you. They didn't love you, just like they didn't love your mother, and they have dumped all that responsibility on you, and now you have a false guilt. You are doing something out of guilt, not because you think it's right or that you want to do it. You're doing it out of guilt. I would recommend, do what you want, that you forgive your mother and your grandmother and grandfather and your obligation to your husband and your children.
You don't think I'll get punished?
You're already being punished. You're doing something that you don't really want to do.
It's not that I don't want to do it, Jesse. I'm tired.
Right, so
I'm
you're
tired.
being punished. You're not, who's going to punish you?
I don't know. I don't know.
So what do you mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean by do I think you will be punished? By whom?
Well, I feel like God might get upset at me.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't even make sense. Why would
Well,
God
because-
get upset at you because you are married with your own family and your grandparents and your parents have dumped this boy on you and made it your responsibility, and now you're stuck? Why would God get mad at you? The only person going to get mad at you is Satan. Satan going to get mad at you because you're finally waking up and doing what is best.
Well, I just feel like, I don't know.
If you drop
Maybe
your
it's
anger,
because-
you would drop those false feelings. Those feelings are false.
It eats at me. I feel like, because we do have other family, but none of them also, just like my mom, don't care about him as well.
And you
They
don't
hate
care
him.
either. You don't care about him. You're doing it out of guilt.
I do care about him.
If you cared about him, you would put him in a place where you know people would take care of him, and you would put your family first.
But I feel like he is my family.
He
you know?
is your
Like,
family, but not your responsibility.
how do I lose that feeling of him not being my responsibility?
By dropping your anger so you can stop living in an illusion. You're living in imagination and emotion, and that's not love. That's not reality.
Don't get me wrong. I can feel resentment that I'm getting towards him because, like I said, I'm just so tired.
Right, because
been
you're
so
doing
long.
something that is not what you want to do. You're doing it out of false love. You're doing it out of guilt. And why don't your husband make you put him in a home instead of being stuck with him there?
My husband probably would. He, you know, my husband and I got together when we were 19, and like I said, we inherited both of them when we were 22.
Right. So
It's
why
something-
don't your husband make you put him away?
Because of me. Because he thinks that it would eat me alive.
Amazing. So your husband is weak.
I wouldn't say weak. I would say caring of my feelings.
But
he knows I'm very
well, that's
kind.
weak. But because those feelings are not kind, your feelings are evil. You're not doing this out of love. You're doing it out of guilt. You're doing it out of ego, and that's not love. And your husband shouldn't. Your husband should not protect that.
I don't think it's so much ego. I think it's more like responsibility. Like I feel like I have to.
But that's
It's not
ego. You don't have to. You're doing that because you want to feel that way so you can feel a false sense of goodness. You don't have to do it. He could be in a home. You won't do it because you won't get the same feeling that you get now.
But I don't get nothing from it now.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
do.
happy
You
by
get.
doing that.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm not happy by doing it. I don't really get any benefit at all from doing it.
Yeah,
I don't,
but the feeling of being tired, I'm so tired. My mother won't do anything. My mother don't care. Those are all feelings. Those are all ego feelings, and you love those feelings.
I beg to differ on that, but I mean...
Then if you didn't love him, you'd put him in a home.
You don't think that's cruel for me to do that?
No, it's cruel for you not to do it because you're doing something out of guilt and not out of love, and you're hurting your whole family with that.
I feel that. I know that.
So you're not doing it out of love. You're doing it out of ego.
Well, I kind of thought I was doing it out of love for him because he has nobody else.
You're not doing it out of love. How do you spell your name, Brittany?
Brittanny.
Oh, okay. You're doing it out of hate. You're not doing it out of love. And hate, anger is ego.
Well, my husband and I have been talking for a while about putting him in a home just because he is getting older in age. And
You
it's
should
getting a
do
little
it.
bit harder.
It shouldn't even be up for a question. It's not your child. It's not your responsibility. You have your own family. You need to put that first.
Well, I thank you for helping me.
Call me if you can. Call me tomorrow. I'm not done with this yet. Can you call me back tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, call me and I'll take your call as soon as you call in. All right.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Take care now.
Thank you.
All right. I am out of time. Out of time. The Hate Report coming up now. The Hate Report. And then Joel Friday TV at 11. Then the American Anchor Baby at 12, all Pacific time. And at 2 p.m., Puncher TV. PUNCHIE.TV. Get on that straight and narrow, folks. This year is about peace. It's about freedom. Come out of your prison and have a life. You can have a real life. Don't call death life. The ego life is death. Drop your anger, forgive, drop the thoughts, and you'll be free. All right? Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, and stay present. Country and Western Tuesday. Thank you all for your support. I'll be back tomorrow. The Lord is willing, and the creek don't rise. Have a good day. I read or heard that some Republicans are starting to pull their advertisements from Google or whomever, right? Because so many conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to jlptalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingtheman.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefallenstate.tv. Ring the bell. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.